Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking through some of the books I've read during quarantine, giving them a rating out of 10, whether or not I'd recommend them, and a little plot summary, unless it's something like Frankenstein, which I feel like most people would know the summary anyway. Actually, I'll still give it a brief summary. But yeah, starting with Frankenstein, which is in my hand. 7 out of 10, I would recommend it. So Frankenstein is quite a big part of popular culture. Obviously there's Frankenstein, the doctor makes his monster, and then stuff goes wrong. What I would say is I found quite interesting the fact that in films and stuff, Frankenstein's monster's like, but I found he was very intelligent. He was probably my favourite character. I didn't like Frankenstein himself, but I feel like that's the way it's supposed to be written. A lot of these books I've read for my English coursework, and I'm doing I haven't got an exact question, but I'm doing Marxist feminism and the Gothic. So I found interesting the fact that all of the characters we sort of hear the perspective of, they're rich, wealthy men. There's sort of an absence of women. And the fact that they are the characters that are sort of the villains here, I don't know, I found it interesting. And I recommend, if you are reading it, to have a look at some articles about it as well, because I found that really made me enjoy it more. Next we've got Dracula, which I will give 6 out of 10, because I'm also using this as one of my main books for my coursework, but I struggled to get through it. I got through the first 70 pages alright, but then I sort of got a bit bored and I struggled, but it's not bad. I mean, once again, it's sort of compared to popular culture, it's not necessarily what you'd expect. I found it quite interesting, the fact that the way it's written is sort of through diary entries and sort of found documents, so it's real. I found that quite interesting as a writing style, but I did struggle to get through it, so 6 out of 10. 0 out of 10, Castle of Otranto. Worst book I have ever read in my life, and I'm not even exaggerating. It made no sense. It made no sense. I hated the characters. The characters got on my nerves. I didn't know what was happening until I watched several podcasts of my teacher explaining it and read it through 3 times. The language is terrible. It's very badly written. It's just stupid. It's a stupid book. Stupid book. Stupid. It's awful. The only thing it has going for it, or 2 things, it's short, didn't make it any easier to read, and it was the first Gothic story. Only things that's going for it. Would not recommend. If you have a choice of reading this or doing literally anything else, do literally anything else. It's awful. Hate this book. Hate it. Okay, maybe that was a bit harsh. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad once I understood it, but on the first reading, definitely 0 out of 10. But then even later, I'd probably only give it like a 3 out of 10. It still wasn't great. The plot wasn't great. Oh yeah, wait, I forgot to do my plot summary in case you want to read it. There's a guy in a castle, and there's like some prophecies about some ghost or something, and there's like a giant armoured thing. And then there's like a love triangle. That's literally, it makes no sense. Plot goes all over the place. You go from, oh, there's a ghost and there's a dead child, to I love him, no, I love him. It's stupid. It's a stupid book. Stupid book. Okay. Wasp Factory, 5 out of 10. It was well written. It was very interesting in the sense that you really could feel like you got into the main character's head, but I take the marks off for the fact that it was really disturbing and I did not feel comfortable reading it. There was a plot twist at the end which I didn't really see coming, but I kind of saw coming about halfway through, but it was a very well written plot twist. So sort of like this person who's kind of like a little crazy. They like murdering people and animals. I don't know. It's up to you. It wasn't really my thing, but as a book, it was good. Just wasn't my thing. So yeah, if you're up for like disturbing stories where someone's murdering people, give it a read. It was also one of the first books I read. That's why I didn't give a very detailed summary. I don't actually remember. Not that it was forgettable. I remember the plot twist, but I don't want to spoil anything, so in your defense, this was a very good book. 8 out of 10. If you're interested in law, definitely give it a read. Also, if you're interested in sociology, psychology, like any of the social sciences, give it a go. It's very good. So basically it just talks through different cases, obviously using different information. It's from sort of like a range of areas of law. And I will say I started reading this in February because it was just sort of like it wasn't my main book I was reading. I still haven't actually finished it, but it's very interesting. I agree that it was thought-provoking, and I was reading it on a plane in February. One of the cases actually made me cry because it was just really sad what happened. It was, yeah, definitely, if you're interested in society and in any sense, or you're interested in law, give it a read. 8 out of 10. Or did I give it 9 out of 10? I don't remember, but it got a high score. See, this book I'm not sure. I'm probably going to give it 4 out of 10. Would I recommend it? If you have time. It's very long. That's what took most of the points off. It's about this girl called Emily, who sort of gets trapped in a castle by this guy. And she's also in love with this person. But the thing I didn't like about it was really long, and that I got bored. And the thing is, the plot wasn't that complicated. It didn't have to be that long. Also, the main character was very unbelievable. So her name was Emily, and she was like I guess what you call nowadays a Mary Sue. She wasn't great, and I didn't really like any of the characters. Even the love interest, I didn't like him. Also, the fact that it's a Gothic story, but there's nothing that actually happens. I mean, everything has a rational explanation. I think Jane Austen parodied this in Northanger Abbey, which I haven't read, but I'm planning on reading. So, I don't know. I guess if you're going to read this, maybe read Northanger Abbey instead. My Cousin Rachel, 8 out of 10. I love Daphne du Maurier. She is my favourite author. So, the story of this is there is this guy, and I think his cousin, goes and gets married to Rachel, and he dies. And it's sort of, so the main character is a little bit suspicious of her, but also sort of falls in love with her. And stuff kind of goes a bit crazy. And the thing I liked about this is it's all, like, you never know if Rachel was guilty or not. You have to read it and let me know in the comments what you think. I would definitely recommend this. I would recommend anything by du Maurier, including Rebecca, which is one of my favourite books of all time. So yeah, I would recommend this one. This was a good one. Haven't finished this one, so I can't give a full recommendation. I'm about 50 pages in, Picture of Dorian Gray, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I love the way it is written. It's written so well, but I'm not going to give it a rating because I haven't finished it. But so far, I would recommend it. I can't even give a plot summary because I haven't finished it, but yeah. So essentially, that was my lockdown reading list. I've also got some non-fiction books. So I've got Vindication of the Rights of Women. I think In Your Defense is also non-fiction, but like it was significant in shaping my thoughts. So that's why I include it. I'm also reading Paul Willis's Learning to Labour, which I'm enjoying, but I'm not going to go through it because it's non-fiction. Children of England, and also some other books for my history coursework. So I have read a bit more, but like they're the ones that I'm going to recommend. And most of them were for my coursework. I've also read a few like short stories. So I've read The Yellow Wallpaper. I've read some stories by M.R. James. Would recommend them. They were quite short, they were quite easy, you can find them online. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want me to do one of these every month, let me know in a comment. Comment any video ideas you want to see next, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye!